Hi everybody and welcome back. Today I want to show you some of the repots I've made the past few weeks. The idea is to make my plants fuller and combine them together so that they take less space into my house and it takes me less time to take care of them. The first task I want to show you is I've made a few weeks ago actually, and at the end of the video you will be able to see an update. So the first task is to combine my two pots of monsteras. So as you will be able to see, I want to combine my Thai Constellation on the one hand and a pot of multiple monstera plants I have. So into the pot I had some baby monstera Albo with some other babies, but those ones were reverted. Now that they're out of their pots, I want to prepare the substrate. In this case, it's a semi-hydro substrate I make from some LECA balls and pumice rocks. So in order to simplify my plant life, I want to put more of my plants into semi-hydro, and I know it's a risk with this one because I'm taking them out of a soil mix into semi-hydro and planting them all together, so there's a high chance they'll be unhappy about it, but I don't know. I want to make my life more simple, and it's a risk I want to take. I know it's an even bigger risk with Thai Constellation because Thai Constellation is a finicky one. She's susceptible to root rots, and taking her from soil to semi-hydro is a big risk, but I don't know. I wasn't sure about keeping her. I thought about just not having her anymore, and I thought to myself, well, you're about to get rid of her anyway, so put her into the pot altogether and see if she takes. It's okay, you have her still, and if she doesn't, well, you don't have her. So we'll see. There are a bunch of plants here and a bunch of poles, different kinds of poles. So the difficulty here is to keep all of these upright while I backfill with my semi-hydro mix. So I'm trying to keep them all together and have my hands free to do what I have to do. I started filling the pot with the mix through the moss pole holes one by one, and I thought to myself, well, it's gonna take me all day, and then I decided to sacrifice my moss pole and cut a bigger with my scissors to cut a bigger hole so that I was able to put more pieces of semi-hydro at a time, and it really was a lifesaver, or at least a time saver. I think I would have given up before the end. And of course, I try to save all my supplies as much as I can anyway. But I'm not gonna lie, I would love to buy the front opening mouse balls. So at some point, the mouse balls I have right now, which are fine but not the easiest when you want to, like I did today, to take the plant out of the mouse ball. Yeah, at some point I will have to replace the ones I have, so I needed to cut it, and that's okay. I'll replace it with newer ones when I get them. The whole process took me quite some time. I think it took me well over an hour, so fortunately I can speed things up for you. But yeah, it's quite a process. Now I need to tie them all together better so that they all face the same direction and be cuter and all face the sun at the same time. So what do you think about the whole process? Would you have combined Monstera Albo with Monstera Thai Constellation in the same pot? I know it can seem like a silly idea because Albo is a small form and Thai Con is a large form Monstera, so they might in the future look a bit weird altogether, but for now they're both the same size, and I think it will take some time before there's a problem with it. So I don't know, that's what I chose to do, and it gives me time to figure it out. Now I'm also cutting the leaves that burned during the heat wave. They were touching the window, so they burnt a little. I wasn't quite so happy about it, but I don't mind cutting the leaves. It looks cleaner when they're cut, so I do it when I want to. And I'm also cleaning the leaves which have some sulfur stains. I spotted some thrips a while ago, and now I don't hesitate to spray the plants with sulfur treatment. I know the leaves don't look quite beautiful when there are sulfur stains on them, but it takes care of the pests, and I'm happy about it. I can find some of them here and there, but for the whole part they're gone, so I'm really loving the treatments, even though it takes me some time to wash the leaves after. Now this is the final result for this combo pot. I'm really happy about it, and like I said earlier, you'll be able to see an update on how they did a little later on in the video. Now let's make a big pot of Ficus elasticas. So first let's talk about this cute Ficus Shrivereana Moonshine. She's not in the best condition because I think at some point she had frizz and I had to spray her with a sulfur treatment, and I think I also underwatered it at some point, and that's exactly why I want to put the plants together so that I have only one plant to water. In the heat wave, watering my plants is a big deal. The second one I want to repot today is my Burgundy Ficus Elastica. I really like this one because she's really dark, and so should be a good contrast with this. See the color together, be a nice contrast. So this one I also sprayed, but I'm not sure if she had pests, but maybe I did it just in case. The thing is, this one is in lower light and she's losing her dark color. So I think if I can put them together and put the three of them in higher light, she will benefit from it too. And the reason I like this burgundy one is for this red vine just at the center here, and the dark color of course, but the red vine at the back is really cute. Although I don't see the back of the plants quite often, but it's a nice touch. This one I've tried to bend a little, as you can see. I like doing that, and to do so I put crystal here. It's quite heavy, so it's getting the plant down a little, and now she's growing back up, so that's bending the plant, and I really like it. The third one is another one I bent. This one I bent it manually with a little bit of bonsai wire, but I bent it too much. I would have loved it to be straighter. So for that I need a driftwood, a piece of driftwood that I go and fetch later. But yeah, so I want to put them all together. I need to see how I can arrange them so that they are cute. But I also need to see which pot I'm going to plant them in, because this one I'm recycling some. Here is a popcorn pot. So this one might be enough, but I'll have to check the roots, because it would need to be bigger than the biggest one, the biggest ruby. I didn't say her name, but it's the ruby. So it needs to be a bit bigger because there will be 3 of them in there. And the next bigger planter pot I have is this one was a fish food pot. So this one is bigger, but would it be a bit too big? I'm not sure. The first thing I want to do is to remove all the soil from the roots. So I think I will reuse the soil because there's nothing wrong with them, with the soil at least. So I will put everything in my storage box and just look at the roots, and if they are okay. On this one they are okay. So I remove the most that I can, but not fiddling with them too much. They're okay, the plants are okay, it's just that I want to repot them together. This one I think will be the same. So we have 2 pots down. Let's remove this one now. and remove the old soil. Now you can say that, you could say that the soil doesn't have any nutrients in there, and I agree, but I'm always supplementing with fertilizer. As long as they grow, I think that's okay. If there are bits of old roots, I will remove them by hand, but I don't see many. That will be okay. Now, for biggest of them all, and it's a tiny stick doing nothing. Okay. Woo. It's unexpected. Yeah, the soil is good. The roots are good. My dogs are telling me that there's mess everywhere, and they are right. C'est rien, c'est rien. C'est tout. C'est tout petit. Yeah. You can see the root ball is not as big as I thought. So maybe maybe the smallest of the pots will be alright. Will be enough. I'll try that. I'll try that one. C'est rien, petit, c'est rien. Regarde. C'est juste un pot. Yes. Yes, there's a pot laying around on the floor. That's okay. So, let's put them in this big pot together while I take this pot. And now, what I want to do is remove. Yeah, I think I'll just take the soil beds underneath and put a layer at the bottom. For this kind of work, I'm just using my hands because I'll have to wash them anyway. So let's just do this that way. Now, I've actually used a piece of driftwood. I'm not sure, it's big. A big piece of driftwood I found on vacation somewhere. I always keep them just to see what I do with them. So if I want that like that, let's put the biggest plant first. You won't be able to see the top of it because it's kind of awkward to do anyway. So what I want to do is to plant the piece of driftwood just next to it, and then I'll be able to join them together here, and the plant will sit straighter, as you can see here. But for this, I first need to, I think here it's a 4 hands job, because I also want to put this one next to it. Yes, just sit here and don't move. And the Shrivereana in the front. Oh, that would be so cute. Yes. Yes, it would be so cute together. I'll have to show you how it looks all together. But first I need to backfill so that hopefully they can all sit in the pot without falling. I'm sorry, I have to think about what I'm saying and what I'm doing at the same time in another language than my own, and it's not easy to do everything at the same time, so I'm sorry. I hope you'll enjoy anyway. Oh, that's much soil on the leaf. It's not good. It's not supposed to be there. So let's keep backfilling. If the soil is not sturdy enough to keep them all straight, that's okay. I have some rocks. I always have some rocks, but I used to prop. Sometimes I would put them here so that it keeps the trunk of the tree more straight. Or put them on the top so that it keeps the soil and the root ball from falling over. Now I hope that, yes, it's sturdy enough to keep them on straight, standing. So now I can use my hands and try to put you where you see a little better. Yeah. Yes. Now I have a part of the plants trying to poke me. So a little more backfilling. Everything is falling on the ground, but that's okay. I'll sweep and vacuum and wash the soil afterwards. That's what I'm doing half of the day anyways. Yeah, with plants and dogs, you always have to clean the floor. I find. I actually just bought and received air purifier to help with the dust and dog hair. I don't know if it would be revolutionary, but I'm kind of tired of all the dust and the hair, and with the heat the two dogs are, I don't know how you say it, they are losing their hair, and it's really annoying to me right now. So I thought maybe the air purifier would help a little. In any case, it's never a bad thing to have purer air. Even if, now that I think about it, one of the reasons I wanted many plants in my room was for this actual reason. But it's come to a point where having the plants, I think having the plants make the hair more dusty than how it was before. So maybe I won't think about that too much, but yeah, here we are anyway. So now, I think that's good. That was not so bad. And I just need to take a piece of twine and some scissors. Imagine that. I just need I will need a smaller cover pot than I thought, because the three of them fit nicely in this more little pot, so that's good. Keep in mind that it's an aqua plant. So now I take this piece of twine, not wine. Wine wouldn't help at all. So now what can I do? Now it's too high, you can see. So now, yeah, yes. It's the right spot. I think so. Now I just need to try to tie these two bits together. It's very good actually. I really like it. This is the overview, and now I'll take you for some B-roll and see her a little closer. Okay, so this is a closer look. As you can see, let's start. As you can see, the moonshine is at the front, the Burgundy a little behind, and the Elastica ruby is at the far behind, far back, at the back. Yes, it's at the back, and circling around, which makes it even more beautiful. And yeah, you have some I hadn't watered her on time. So that's circling around here, here, and there, and coming back to the front here, which I really love. And I must say, I'm really happy with the whole setup. I did it so that it would simplify my life, and I love it even more than I thought. And the piece of driftwood I took there gives it, yeah, my hands are really dirty, gives it even more character. So I really love the setup. I think I won't be able to stop watching her, staring at her. And now I have to find her a spot that will be good for the three of them. And it's taking a bit of space, so we'll see what I do. Tell me in the comments if you like it. Tell me if it's something that you would consider doing. Me, I really love it. I'm very glad I did that. I would have to wash the leaves a little bit more because there's still a bit of sulfur some places, but yeah, I'm really happy with it. Now, something else I've been wanting to do for a while is to repot this junky Hoya Wayetii variegata that's been going slowly downhill for years now. First she had root mealies, and I've been trying to save her for years, rooting her directly in soil. I've tried sphagnum moss, I've tried water, but I don't know I don't know why she hasn't been doing well until now. This is my last piece of her, and I'm kind of over it. She has a nice enough root here. Yep. The rest of the plant will not survive, I think, but there's one root, so there's one chance, I say. But since I don't want to have her in a pot somewhere, taking up space for her alone while she's not doing well, I thought I would combine her with another plant, and I've been thinking about that for a moment, and I've decided to pot her with my beautiful Hoya Nicholsonian New Billy Ghost. That's been way better recently because I finally understood that she needs way more water than I was giving her. So for maybe a year she wasn't doing anything, and now that I water her more often, she's been booming with new growth everywhere. And so I'm really happy with her, and I'm thinking that since she needs water more often than other Oyas, this Wayetii will be better off with her. Now I'm also kind of wondering if I should put her directly in the terrarium, just there. That might be even better for her, and she would trail beautifully in the terrarium. So now I'm second guessing myself. What should I do? I'll come back when I decide. Okay, yeah, change of plans. I decided to just stick her in there and she'll do what she wants to do. I've decided to remove the lowest leaf here. That will do nothing, and it will help me. It will be easier for me to stick the stem into the moss. Maybe even that one. The root is coming from higher up, so I think if I remove that leaf, I did it, so that's done. So now I can just stick the stem here into there, into the wire, the moss wall at the back, making sure the root is going into the moss. Okay, you see much. If I can just show you the texture there, and take my little stick, make sure she's going right into the moss. Like that, and you can see that that's what I did with the cutting of the new guinea ghost you just saw, and she's given me this new leaf. She's kind of janky, I don't know why she has that shape, but she rooted in there and she's giving me a new leaf. A new stem is growing and she's giving me a new leaf. So my hope is that this Hoya Wayetii will do the same. Okay, the last thing I want to do with you today is check on this combo pot of Monsteras I did at the beginning of the video. It was a few weeks ago, and I recently realized that she was not doing so good. As we saw, I transferred her to semi-hydro and repotted it at the same time, putting them together at the same time, and I had the inkling that not everything would go well, but that was what I needed to do at the time. So now let's see what's happening. I think some of the plants are okay because this one has given me a new leaf, which is not very variegated, and that's what they always do to me, and that's why it's an everything planter. But some of them don't look so happy, and I had a lot of hope for this one because although she was tiny, she was the one with the most variegation. So, but she's not dead yet, so I don't know. But I realized too that I must have forgotten to water them at some point because the reservoir was really empty. So now I put water way up to half of the planter, I think. So now let's I put a grow light here so that we see better because the weather has taken a turn. So the first thing I see is that this leaf is this leaf is going, so we can take her out. But if I take her out, what's left of the plant? This leaf, the top leaf, the latest leaf, this latest leaf is still okay for now. She's a bit floppy, she's a bit pale, but she's not gone yet, so we can still hope for her. It's the Thai Constellation one, so that's the one that I knew she would throw a fit. I wasn't even expecting her to survive, so the fact that she still has one leaf is good enough for me. We'll see. If she stays, that's really good and well. If not, that's the risk I was taking, wasn't I? So I see that this aerial root is not doing anything. She went into the water, so it's not good. I have to fetch these leaves. Now you don't see anything anymore. These leaves. Oh, there's a aerial root growing. What's it coming from? Where is it coming from? Not that one. That's why. This one is the one that's not doing good. But this one, as you can see here, is growing the new aerial root here, so that's good. It means she's still alive, even though she's just plain green. At least she's still alive. And this one looks good enough. Like I said, she's giving me this new leaf, this really green leaf. So what I think I'll do, even if you don't see anything, is try to attach them a little bit better. Maybe some of the twine I don't need anymore. With two of the big leaves gone. So let me just, yeah. You would think that what's it called? Shears would be good for anything, but no. And this leaf, that's not cute. That's dangling, and I think she's not doing much for the plant. It's coming from the same plant that the last leaf I took, which has two good leaves, and two good leaves for me is enough. I'd rather have two good leaves than four with half of them janky. Now, what I can do is prop this one up, or should I? If I just tuck them behind that one. Yes. Looks cleaner. Oh, yes, I can see new roots. Can you see new roots? I don't know. Yes, you can. At the bottom here. That's a really good. That's a really good sign. Now I can take this bit out, and there's also a tiny bit of root here. I don't know which plant it's coming from. I'm hoping it's this one, but no, I'm not sure. I think it's the one behind. But overall, I think it's not too bad. Now, if I take you out of there, I can show you that there are multiple poles. I have the Coco Coir one, I have the moss pole here, I have this driftwood, because each and every one of them started as its own plant, and little by little I put all of them together. So now what I can do is put a little more moss in this pole, because since the plants are getting taller, I think they would benefit from it. So I need to go and fetch my... Remember when I said I was always cleaning the floor? That's what I mean. I was telling you how difficult it was to remove the plastic water bottle I put into the bowl to put water in the moss bowl. But apparently I wasn't recording, so that's okay. At least I know that it's difficult. There's three kinds of support and three kinds of twine and rope. Two kinds of semi-hydro. There's LECA balls and pumice rocks. This really is an everything planter. But I like it. That's the thing. I like the variety, and I like that it's looking like a tiny jungle, a tiny jungle with multiple varieties of plants at the same place. Okay, so now what do I do? Yeah, so as you can see, she lives at the window. The weather has really turned. It's going to rain, I think, so there's not much light today, but believe me, these past few weeks there was well enough light for everyone. And so here is where she lives, and she's cute. Most of the time she's looking at the window, so I'm looking at her back. But that's okay. That's the deal with every plant parent, I think. So yeah, she lives here, she's looking there, she has water, she has light when it's sunny outside, so everything is great. And yeah, I remember I need to clean the water bottle and put it back, and that's it. That's it. That's the plants today. You can look a bit at this window. Less sunny today. We can see something. This is my lichen. This is my second garden, and this is my Acrobar Terrarium. And that's it, guys. I think I'll leave you here. Tell me what you think. Did you like the video? Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Just consider subscribing. Don't forget to hit the bell, because you know that if you don't hit the bell, you won't be notified when I'm putting up new videos. So that's it. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.